This conference will now be recorded.
Now let's talk about automatic payment program. Automatic payment program is also called as your APP in general terms. Okay. Now, before we do automatic payment run, first you should know what are the prerequisites before you practice this topic. So your first prerequisite is baseline config for a company code. Right? When you talk about baseline configuration for a company code, all the basic settings, including your GL master data, profit center master data, cost center master data. Clear?
Yes.
And then baseline config for accounts payable. When you talk about baseline configuration for accounts payable, you mean what are the configuration steps for the accounts payable that we did?
Creation of vendor groups, the creation
Vendor
of
account group, number ranges, assignment, vendor master data.
Yes.
Right? You'll be able to post vendor invoice, vendor credit memo, vendor payment manually. Once you have all these things in place and you are clear with this, you can dedicatedly sit and understand the concept of automatic payment program. Though this does not have any connection with these two things, okay, but still these are recommended because only with this you can have APP practiced or APP configured. If these two are missing, you cannot straight away practice these topics. Any topic from now on, which means from automatic payment program, are dependent on these two as of now. So slowly we will add baseline configuration for accounts receivable also. Since APP is all about your vendor payment, we have only written accounts payable baseline configuration. So as we discussed yesterday, this 2 points will not take more than 90 minutes. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So automatic payment program will only, APP will generate only payment document in SAP. APP, what it will do when you run APP, what happens? It generates a payment document, right? So which payment document? Customer payment or a vendor payment?
Vendor payment.
Vendor payment. Now, what is your accounting entry for vendor payment?
Vendor account, debit, and bank account.
Right? You will debit vendor account and you will credit bank account. So in short, accounting entry will be vendor debit, bank credit. This accounting entry is what is expected from your automatic payment program. Now for this to happen, there are certain configuration from APP point of view, which is performed in a single screen. There is only one transaction code for your APP. In that one transaction code with the basic configuration, system automatically generates your payment document. So payment document is common for both check payment and bank transfer payment. Clear?
Yes, sir.
That is why we are not writing what bank it is. We are only writing the bank credit, which means you are crediting bank account. If it is a check, you will credit bank check account. If it is a transfer, you will credit bank transfer account.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, before we pass this accounting entry, there must be a liability. right? If there is no liability, there is no point of making a payment to the supplier or to the vendor. So your first criteria should be, there should be a vendor account created, which means business partner is created, and then for your business partner or for your vendor, you must record one invoice which shows a liability. Once you have a liability in the vendor account or your business partner account, only then it is possible for you to run or test automatic payment program. So though you configure APP correctly, if you do not have proper data for testing, it is not possible to test. So the way you are configuring is important. It is equally important for you to test. You have to be thoroughly aware of the process while doing the testing. Only then you will get to know the exact business process. Now, so yesterday we talked about two types of payments, mode of payment. What are the mode of payments we talked?
Cash, check, and bank transfer.
Cash payment, check payment, and then transfers. Now, cash payments are not part of APP. Cash payments are not part of APP. Check payments are part of APP. Your transfers are also part of APP, which means out of three modes of payments, we are going to consider only two mode of payment for APP. What are those two? Checks
Bank
and your
transfer.
bank transfers. Only these two mode of payments are considered in your automatic payment program. For cash payment, it is not recommended to use automatic payment program. Instead, you will have another screen called cash journal. What do you have for cash?
Cash journal.
Right. So these are part of cash journal. So all your cash payments are part of cash journal concept in your SAP. And apart from cash, let it be your check payment or transfer payment is part of your automatic payment program or APP. Any doubt so far?
No, sir.
What we are
No,
going
sir.
to consider in APP, only these points you will have to be remember, because you may be asked silly questions in your interview, or you may come across a basic situation in your project or in your support or in your day-to-day tickets or whatsoever. So you have to make sure that you are able to understand, let it be a simple one or let it be a complex one. At least try to understand what it is all about. For that, you must have certain basic information about APP from the scratch. All right. Now, now you know that most of the companies do not pay in cash to vendors. Is this statement correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Most of the
Yes, sir.
companies
Yes.
do not pay in cash to vendors. So even if somebody is paying cash to the vendor, it will be a minimum amount or a less amount. Small amount is what they pay to the vendor.
Yes, sir.
So all the companies will pay to vendors using bank. Right? All the companies will pay to vendors using bank. When we say all the companies pay to vendors using bank, which indicates they will directly issue the payments from the bank account. Whose bank account?
Vendors.
Vendor
Company's
bank
bank
account
account.
or company's bank account. So they will issue the
Company.
payment from company's bank account.
Companies.
Now, let's say we are talking about what was our company code Maruti, correct?
MS10, yes.
Maruti Suzuki will have multiple bank accounts for their business purpose. Right? Maruti Suzuki will have multiple bank accounts for their business processes. Now, when we say multiple bank accounts, it can be more than one account in a single bank or more than one account in multiple banks. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So, let us assume that Maruti Suzuki is holding bank account in Axis, HDFC, Citi, and SBI. Citi and SBI. Now, companies will operate. Now, what account a company operates? Is it a savings
Current
account or a current account?
current
Current
account.
accounts.
Current accounts in the banks. So, whatever the account which a company opens in a bank is a current account, not savings account. Right?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, each bank account of a company is treated as a house bank in SAP. Each bank is treated as what?
House
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 bank.
bank.
House
Right?
bank.
If Maruti Suzuki is operating, let's say, one Axis Bank account, one HDFC Bank account, one Citibank account, one SBI account. Now, overall, how many bank accounts are there?
4.
4, sir.
4 accounts.
Right? Now, each bank represents a house bank in SAP. Now, for me to talk about in general, I will tell Maruti Suzuki is having 4 bank accounts. But when you say the same statement from SAP point of view, do you tell 4 bank accounts or 4 house banks?
4 house banks.
4
House
house
bank.
banks.
Right? We'll have to use 4 house banks because from SAP point of
Yes.
view, each bank is treated as a house bank. Now, before we use any bank GL account, we must create house banks in SAP. Right? Before you create any bank or before you use any bank GL account, you must create a house bank in SAP. Without a house bank, you are not supposed to use bank GL accounts in the system. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? You're not supposed to use bank GL accounts or you are not supposed to post transactions directly in the bank account from now on. So earlier, whatever we posted was only for the practice purpose. But from now on, any bank transaction or any bank entry that you are posting, you must have what?
House bank.
You must have house bank already created for your bank. Otherwise, you are not allowed to create any bank transactions in the system. Now, let me open the screen of house bank. Then I'll explain you how house bank and what is the house bank. These are the transaction codes that I'm using now. I'll give you the list of it. I'll select any one. Okay, this is the screen of a house bank. First, you will find company code. Ignore this company code, and then you will have a field of house bank, bank country, bank key. I'll give something here, maybe 1280 India. I'll put some number. I'll click on create. After this, what is it asking for?
Bank data, sir.
What is there in it? What it is asking for? It is asking for
Bank
address, bank name, bank region, which is nothing but bank state, bank
Yes,
street, city, bank branch, SWIFT code, bank group, bank number. Right? Now, after
Yes,
giving
sir.
this, let's say I'll give some dummy information I'll give here. I'll say okay. Now I'm clicking on create. I clicked on create. Now data was saved. If I click on change, this is what I got. Now, what are we talking about here? We're talking about each company operates a bank account, and that company operated bank account is your current account. This current account is created as a house bank. Correct? Huh?
Yes, yes, sir.
Now, if I say that I am operating a current account in Axis Bank, how my Axis Bank current account is recognized? When I say bank, my bank account, what do I need to mention when I have to give a bank account to somebody else?
Bank account name, bank account number, IFSC
Account
code.
number, all this information is needed, IFSC code and all, currency and all.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Did
sir.
we mention anywhere bank account number?
No, sir.
Currently, we did not mention anywhere our bank account number. So
Yes, sir.
instead, what are we mentioning here?
Bank address and some
It is
control letter.
only the bank name and bank address. That's it. Agree?
Yes, sir.
We're only writing bank name and we're only writing the bank address. Apart from that, there is nothing that you're updating here. Now, your house bank contains only the bank name and bank address. Let's say. Assume that details of Axis Bank current account. Let's say if I have to give the details, I need bank name, branch, account number. What else?
IFSC code.
IFSC code.
Account currency,
Currency.
IFSC code.
IFSC code. Anything else?
Address, sir.
Branch address. Any other information? Now to fill this, let's say bank name I'll give as Axis, branch I'll say High Tech
Yes.
City, account number. There will be one account number for every bank. I'll
Yes.
say some random number as my account number. Okay, this is my account number and account currency. If I am
INR.
opening a bank account in India, most probably it will be INR account. IFSC code, let's say Axis 0012 some number.
Yeah.
Okay, and branch address, I'll say main road, street 12, high tech city, some address relating to your branch. Is this information sufficient to talk about your bank?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no, correct. Now, first thing, you have a bank account. In which bank?
Access.
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 In Access, which branch?
High Tech City
High Tech
branch.
City.
High tech city. Now, there may be one more account that I can operate in the same Axis Bank account, possible or not?
Yes, sir.
Can I
Possible.
Yeah, yes.
have this time instead of high tech city, I may open at
Gachibowli.
Gachibowli. If it is a different branch, is your account number same or it will be different?
Different account number.
It will be a different account number. Account currency is again the same.
Same. IFSC code
It
will
will
be
be
different.
INR only. So IFSC code will be different.
Branch address will be different.
Right, I'll say financial district 14 Gachibowli, something like this. Now, are these two accounts from the same bank or from the different banks?
Same bank.
Same bank.
These two are from the same bank. What is that same bank?
Access.
Access.
Axis. Two accounts we are operating in Axis Bank account, and each account is in different Axis branch, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, how you are going to segregate that these two are from two different branches? Is it based on the bank name or branch name?
Branch
Based
name,
on
sir.
branch name.
Is it based on bank name or branch name?
Branch name.
Branch name.
This is based on the branch name. Now, this branch name is nothing but Gachibowli here, high tech city here. But system is not going
Yes.
to understand by Gachibowli or by high tech city. Even if I tell you to transfer amount to my account, let's say this is my Axis Bank account and I am holding my account with high tech city branch. Is it possible for you to transfer or you need any other information?
We need a IFSC code.
IFSC code is mandatory, right? Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If I tell only account number and high tech city branch, is it easy to find out or it is
No.
tricky?
We
It
need
will be
some
tricky,
more
right? Because
information.
you cannot
Yeah.
identify or you cannot guess, you cannot Google IFSC code for high tech city Axis Bank. It is not recommended. Instead, you want me to give the IFSC code also along with my account number. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Right? Is this how you normally want any person to share the bank account information? Now, even in SAP, you are going to identify or you are going to track based on the bank name and IFSC code. Now, here are these same or different? Combination.
Different, sir.
Different.
They are different. Now, for every bank name and IFSC code, you normally create a house bank. For every bank name and IFSC code combination, we will go for a house bank. Now, do we need to create one house bank or two house banks?
Two
Two,
house
sir. Two
banks.
for
We will have to create two house banks, even though these two are from Axis.
yes.
What is the reason that we are going for two house banks instead of only one?
Because we have
Because
two branches. Two branches.
Because we have two different branches and two different IFSC codes. And the reason why we are using two different IFSC codes as two different house banks, you will understand slowly when we are into the various scenarios of automatic payment program. Right? Certain scenarios are not possible if we create only one house bank for this. Okay, this is treated as your house bank.
House bank.
This is treated as house bank. This is your house bank, and your account number is nothing but your account ID in SAP.
ID.
Okay, your house bank is the combination of bank name and branch code. Your account ID is the account that you are holding or operating in that house bank. So whenever I say house bank, I get to know the bank name and bank branch. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Is this what we are updating even in SAP? You are writing bank name. IFSC code is nothing but bank key in SAP. IFSC code
Okay.
is what in SAP? Bank key.
Okay.
So in the bank key field, we are going to update IFSC code of the bank. So your house bank is basically the combination of bank name and IFSC code. Clear? IFSC
Yes,
code
sir.
represents the branch of your bank. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, before we start automatic payment program, before we start your automatic payment program, it is mandatory that you must have house bank configuration ready. If we do not have house bank configuration ready, we cannot practice or we cannot run the cycle of APP, because your accounting entry talks about what? Bank account credit,
Bank. Yes, sir.
right? And then bank account is mandatory, right? We have written somewhere, before we use any bank GL account, we must create house bank
House
in
bank.
SAP. Creation of house bank in SAP is mandatory. Now, this house bank and account ID creation, we will first see in ECC, and then we will see it in the S4 HANA system, because there is a difference in the house bank configuration from ECC to S4 HANA. So let us first try to understand how house banks are created in ECC system and how these are created in S4 HANA system. What changes are there from ECC to HANA with respect to house bank? Now, I'll keep this screen open of S4 HANA. I'll try to log into ECC now. Now, house bank configuration in ECC.
ECC.
Define house banks using FI. Well, transaction code is FI12.
F5.
Now, I will come to FI12 here. Now, what is it asking for?
Company code.
What was the company code we used in ECC?
BAIN, sir.
BAIN. I'll use BAIN and enter inside. So is there any house bank information currently, or it is blank?
Blank.
Blank.
It is blank means currently there are no house banks created for this company
Yes.
code BAIN.
Yes, sir.
Now I'll click on new entries. I'm getting this screen. I'll simply put some information. I'll click on create. I got this screen from ECC. Now is this screen same as your S4HANA screen? Whatever you are seeing now is from S4HANA
Yes.
system.
Yes, sir. Same.
Okay. Now let me switch to ECC system. Are these same or any difference?
Same, sir.
Which means creation of a house bank in ECC and in S4HANA are one and the same. Creation of what?
House bank.
House bank. Now in your Excel sheet, if you see, we have listed two things. One is house bank, the other one is what?
Account ID.
Account ID. Only the creation part of house bank is the same from
Is same.
ECC system to HANA system. Let us talk about account ID after we create house bank, because there are some differences between ECC to HANA when it comes to your account ID creation. Let us create a house bank in ECC system now. Okay, I'll come out of S4 HANA. I am on ECC system. Okay, now the first one it is asking is your house bank. It is taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many characters?
Up to 5 digits.
So you can take up to 5 digits as your house bank. So this can be alphabet, this can be numeric, this can be alphanumeric also. Most
Yes.
likely we will be using only 4 digits for your house bank creation. How many digits?
4 digits.
Only 4 digits we will be using for creating a house bank. Now, before we create a house bank, let's see what is your bank. What is this bank?
Access.
Axis Bank. Now, do we have one Axis Bank or two Axis Banks currently?
2 access banks.
I have two Axis Banks. So what I'm going to do, if I put Axis here, when I create another Axis Bank, I cannot create same as Axis. Agree?
Yes, sir.
It will get duplicated. Axis is already existing.
Yes.
So if I create Axis for this, and for the next one, if I put Axis 1, this is not correct, because I know that I am going to follow 4-digit code for house bank. If I create my first house bank as Axis, I put this here. If I say first house bank and then second house bank. For first house bank, assume I put Axis, and when I create the second, assume I put Axis 1. Is this meaningful or not?
No, sir. We decided for 4 digits. So it has to be 4 digits both.
Right? So we have decided the naming convention as 4-digit for house bank. Your house bank must be 4 digits only. It must be 4 digits. You cannot cross these limitations. Right?
Yes.
This is the naming convention for your master data, which is to be strictly followed across all company codes of your company. Now, when I know that if I create Axis, for the next one, I cannot create Axis again, because I am not supposed to duplicate. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
As I am not supposed to duplicate, what I will do, I may probably create AX01, AX02 or any other code of your choice which is logical. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, assume for the first one, I am going to create AX01 house bank and bank country. Where is this house bank?
IN.
Access. Is it in India or is it in any other country?
India.
India.
It's in India. You'll have to give this bank country as India, which means you are creating a bank Axis which is there in India. Now, what is this Axis Bank India branch? Branch is nothing but what? IFSC code.
IFSC code.
Right? IFSC code is what you treat as bank key in SAP. So I will select this IFSC code. I'll put this here. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So when I read this, I am going to read this as Axis Bank India High Tech City. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? Once you give your house bank 4-digit code, bank country, bank key as your IFSC code, do not take random numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Take any one existing bank, take any one branch, Google that branch IFSC code, whatever comes you take here. So let your data be accurate, valid, correct. And then click on create. You will get a pop-up screen to input the full information about your bank. I will write Axis Bank Limited or simply Axis Bank. Region, I am taking this as High Tech City. High Tech City is
Telangana.
part of Telangana. So I am
40.
going to take this 40. Street, whatever the branch address you get,
Tech City.
I'll put this. I'll say street 12. City,
Hyderabad.
yes, Hyderabad. Bank branch,
High Tech City.
High Tech City. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now I'll say OK for this. Now, after giving house bank 4-digit code, 2-digit country code, and then bank key, you will click on create. When you click on create, you get a pop-up. On this pop-up, you filled bank address. Once you fill this, say OK and click on save. Okay, so whatever the TR comes, you save it. But when you're in a project, you will be selecting your respective transport request. Or in short, you may create Bajaj House Bank configuration. Axis House Bank configuration. Something like this. You will create a TR. Save this. Now, did we give our account number anywhere till now?
No, sir.
We did not give our account number anywhere so far. We have only created the bank information where we have opened the bank account. Now it is time to update the bank account information. Your bank account information, you will find an icon on the left hand side below the house bank. Each house bank will have multiple house bank accounts, right? In this axis, we have opened how many accounts in this branch?
Only one.
In this High Tech City branch, you have opened one bank account. This bank account is to be created as a bank account inside the house bank. Now, if you see, there are only two filters. One is your company code BAIN. The other one is house bank AX01. Now, on the left hand side,
Yes.
I am double clicking on my bank accounts. Let's see what happens. If I double click on bank accounts, I get one more screen where my company code is blank. All the bank account information is blank.
Blank.
Now I want to create a new bank account information for which I will be creating a new entries. Click on new entries here. Now you will see company code and Axis Bank are automatically updated, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When you entered house bank, system asked you to input company code. That is where it is coming from. Agree, everybody?
Yes, sir.
When you entered FI12, system asked you to select your company code. That is where it is coming. Inside this company code, you have created a house bank, which we have created using AX01. That is where it is coming from. These two are above this. Your bank account under Axis Bank, this is coming from here. This Axis Bank is under this company code. Clear? Go in a
Yes, sir.
logical way. How system is identifying, you also try to identify in the same way. Now account ID. Now this was, we know that it takes up to 5 digits. Account ID also takes up to how many digits?
5 digits.
5 digits. So what I'll do, I may probably use Axis 1 here. What I'm using here?
Access one.
Axis 1. So in this bank, this is my first account. You can have any logic of your choice. I am going to write Axis Bank current account INR. What is my account number ending with 65?
65.
Correct?
Yes,
I
sir.
put 65. Now what I represent here is I am writing Axis Bank, and this is my current account. Account currency is INR. Account
And
number
ending
ends with 65.
65.
Am I clear with my logic?
Yes, sir.
Right? And now here you will have to give the account number. Whatever the account number you take here, you will have to put this here. Strictly maintain the information that you are creating for your house bank. If you are not creating this in a proper way, you will not be able to understand bank reconciliation statement, which is your BRS. Your BRS is again dependent on your house bank configuration. If your house bank configuration is not correct, not accurate, you cannot perform BRS also. So everything is interlinked from now on. Each topic you will have to pay more attention. If you understand this, BRS will become easy for you. Right? Account number I am giving here. Control key we do not use. Account currency we know. What is the account currency?
INR.
INR. INR. Now it is asking one more thing called GL account.
G.
Alright. So there is alternative account number. We normally use this in case if you want to mask the bank account number, which I will discuss when we are at the time of bank reconciliation statements. Now this is not relevant. Now GL account. Now for this house bank account ID, it is asking you to input GL account. Now where is this GL account coming into picture? Is it at the time of house bank creation or account ID creation?
Account ID creation.
Right? You are assigning GL account at the time of bank
Account ID.
account creation, not at the
Yes.
time of house bank
House.
creation. Now let me write one more point here. For every house bank, we need to block, or we need to allot
GL accounts.
10 GL numbers for every house bank. How many GL numbers we need to allot?
10, sir.
10 GL numbers you'll have to allot for every house bank. Now for this, let me check what is the GL account group for the house bank. For GL account group,
BD4.
OBD4, What is the chart of account?
Same, sir. BAIN.
BAIN. So for bank accounts, this is the numbering
1, 2.
sequence used.
Yes.
Now, from number must be ending with
0
0 and
to 9.
to number must be ending with 9. Clear?
9. Yes, sir.
When you say 10 digits, it is not your choice of 10 digits. It is again logical. If I'm blocking or if I'm allotting 10 numbers, it has to be 0 to 9. 0 to 9
Yes.
counts 10,
Yes, sir.
right? Now, my house bank number range is this. This is my house bank number range. Now, what I am going to do, I am going to allot 10 numbers. What I'll do, probably I will select this from 10 until 9.
9.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
I am going to block 10 numbers
Yes.
from 10 to 19.
19.
Now, I'll remove this. Now, account ending with 0 must be
Must be
always main account. Account ending with 1 to 9 can be decided based on the business requirement. So when I say account ending with 0 must be always main account. So any house bank number range you take, you are allotting 10 account numbers 0 to 9. Ending with 0 must always represent your main account, and ending with 1 to 9 is depending on your business requirement. If I wanted to treat account ending with 1 as my outgoing account, for all the house banks, account number ending with 1 must represent outgoing account. If I represent ending with 2 as my incoming account, for all the house banks, irrespective of Axis or any company code, it must be incoming account. Clear? The similar
Yes, sir.
logic must be adopted, followed constantly across all your company codes within the company. And this is again having a link or connection with your bank reconciliation statement or BRS. If our accounts are not created properly here, we do not follow these logics, rules, you will not find BRS easy. If you are thorough with this, BRS is a very simple task for you. Clear? Now what I will do,
Yes.
I have to allot a GL account number here. This is while creating house bank account ID. So let me put we must assign bank
GL account.
main GL account while creating account ID. Right? While creating account ID, you must assign bank main GL account. Now, how do you understand that this is a bank main account or incoming account or outgoing account? Based on the GL number. Now, if you look at the GL number, you are going to look at the last digit of that account. If the last digit of bank account ends with 0, it represents what? Main account.
Main account, yeah.
Right? It represents a main account.
0, sir.
Now it is time for us to create the bank master record. Now I'll take this account. What I'll do as a testing, I'll try to link this GL account here, which is not created yet. I'll try to press enter. But before I press enter, if you see at the bottom, house bank data is automatically coming because before you come to bank account, you have already created house bank. Agree? Right? This house bank information is what is automatically coming here. Bank country, IFSC code, address. Now, if I give the account number and if I try to press enter on the screen, what message it is giving?
Entry BAN does not exist in that is field
Entry
number.
BIN
The
0012 all
GL
zeros
account
10
exist.
does not exist in SKB1. Now,
Yes, clear.
when I open this, now it starts giving that this number does not exist in SKB1. System is telling you the table names. What is this name? This is table name.
SKB1.
SKB1 is a
Yes.
table name. Now you must know the transaction code to view a table. To view the table,
SE16.
to view the table SE16N. Now what I'll do, I'll go to SE16N. Here, this is what I'm getting. On my error message, system is telling entry does not exist in SKB1. I'll try to put the table name as SKB1
B1.
and press enter on the keyboard. The moment I give SKB1 and hit enter, it is giving me the description of the table, which is GL account master of company code. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So what was our company code?
BAIN.
If you look at your error message, it is talking about BAIN. This BAIN is representing your company code. Put BAIN here and it
GL
is
account
also
number.
representing this number. This number has two leading zeros because when you created a chart of account, you have given length of your GL
8.
account number. What was the length we have given?
8 we give.
8 digits. What is the maximum length of a GL account?
10 digits.
10 digits. So out of 10 digits, are we using full number or we are using
Out of 10
partial
we're using
number?
8
Right? We are using a
partials.
partial number. So we are not using 10 digit. Instead, we are using only 8 digit. So to make it 10 digit, 2 digits are short. So whatever the short numbers are there, they are updated as leading zeros by the system automatically. We are using 6 digit to make it a 10 digit. 4 digits are short. System will put 4 zeros at the beginning. Clear? Now when you
Yes, sir.
pass
Clear.
this in your table, you need not put leading zeros. You need not put 00 and all. You can directly put your GL number. And if I try to execute, it is telling no value found. This is the reason for this error. This is the reason for this error. There is no GL account created. So system is not able to
Yes,
identify
sir.
that this GL is available. So it is throwing you an error. It is not allowing you to create because this GL master record is not updated. System is not going to check on the transaction code. System will always check the data from the backend table. Okay, the moment you create a GL account, it will get recorded in the table. Now, what is the table for your GL master record?
SKB1.
It is your SKB1. Now, what I will do, I will create the GL account now. After that, I will refresh this table. FS00 to create the GL
FS
account. Company code is BAIN, correct? And I'll
Yes, sir.
select create icon. This is the GL account which I wanted to create. In this company code BAIN,
Yes, sir.
say continue. I'll select my account group as bank account. Bank account
Balance sheet.
is not a P&L account, it is a balance sheet account. So I will select balance sheet account radio button and then short text. I'll write Axis
Access
main
main
bank.
bank.
Here also I'll write
Access main bank.
Axis main bank. Now after that, go to control data, select line item, sort key 001. Okay, this is fine. Sort key 001 and create a bank interest. Under the field status group, you will have
G005.
a dedicated group called G005 bank account obligatory value date, which means value date is mandatory for your bank accounts. So why we need value date for the bank accounts?
It will define from which date the transaction is effective.
Correct, right? We may be posting a transaction today, but the payment may be effective in the future date or in the past date. So to
Yes.
understand what is the actual transaction effective date, we will use value date. So we will be using G005. I'll click on save. Ignore this. Continue. Now it has given data saved. Now this GL account is saved. Before I go to my configuration screen, let me go to this table. Earlier, this was giving me an error message, no values found, stating GL account does not exist. Now, did we create the account?
Yes, sir.
Now we have created the account. Let me run this report again. Now, is this showing a value here?
Yes, sir. Now it's showing value.
Now it is showing the value. Now system is going to look for this account for this company code in this table. Now there is a record. What I'll do in this configuration screen, I'll try to press enter once again. Is this giving a message now? Any error?
No, sir. No error.
Earlier there was a error message. After creating the GL master record, now there is no error message. Now let
Yes,
me
sir.
try to save this. So is
Transport
this
icon.
international bank account number or local bank account number?
Local bank account.
This is a local bank account number. If it is an international bank account number, you will have to update IBAN. IBAN is nothing but international bank account number. So this is not an international bank account. So IBAN is not applicable for it. So I do not want to transport IBAN. I am clicking on no. Now data saved. Click on save. Now
Data
this is
already.
how you configure house bank and account ID in the ECC system. Any doubts so far?
Sir, once go to that general master detail screen. First double. Here in the bank or financial details in company code, here also we have house bank and account ID, right? So if we
This is
give
only
an
for reporting purpose. If you wanted to know this GL account is part of what house bank, what account ID, you can probably get from the GL master record reports, GL master record table also.
okay. So
Because
if you
now
don't
you are
maintain
holding,
also, it is okay, sir.
this is not mandatory. Even if you don't maintain, it is fine.
Okay.
Okay. So when that scenario comes, we will be discussing about all this when you will have to use this planning level, when you will have to use relevant to cash flow tick. So we will get all those errors and then I will tell you the purpose of it.
Okay.
If you now keep everything, you do not know the purpose of it, because you do not know where it is used, how system is updating this, or how system is using this functionality.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions so far?
And here in the screen house account ID, once go to that. Here account ID, like we used access one, right? So
Right.
for example, we have one more access which is a different branch. So can we use the same account ID like access one as there, or we need to use
You
unique
can use
number?
the same access one, because at that time it will be AX02,
Different yes,
AXIS1.
different.
So the combination
Okay.
is not duplicating.
Okay. So we need to check the combination like house bank and account ID. If it is a different house bank, we can use the same account ID.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions from anyone?
And TR code we already, when creating the company, that time we done, sir,
Yeah,
again by
now
here.
you can use any TR. There's no rule that you'll have to use a different TR. I'll take a separate session on the TRs. How you will create a TR, how you will move that TR, what is client copy and all. I will take a separate session. Now we do not have to worry about a TR. Whatever the TR comes, you just save it. Because now your focus is supposed to be on how we are creating a house bank, not where we are saving that TR. So ignore the TR.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So
Any
here,
other
what is
questions?
discount account mean?
What is the?
Bank account data, we have one field discount account.
Whenever there are any discounts that are received. So if you wanted to auto capture those discounts, you will use this functionality.
Okay.
This is currently not needed because we are not posting any discounts as of now. So we will take a separate scenario for it and then test it.
Okay. Like for every bank account, we need to maintain a different GL for discounts. Huh?
No, same GL. Discount, it will be the same GL.
Okay. Then how it will sort out with this bank account?
Discounts
Like if
are normally not related to your bank. Discounts are normally related to your vendor or the customer. So whenever you
okay.
receive any discount, you normally capture at the time of that transaction only. You will have a separate account which is posted from your customer payment transactions. We do not actually use this discount account functionality. It is very rarely used, that we will see taking one specific scenario.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Ajay,
Yes.
how about if it is a different currency for with the same bank access? It will
So
be
what you
different.
will do, you will create another account ID, access to, and
Okay,
then you will put that account number. If it is a different currency, obviously it will be a different account number,
exactly. Yes.
because one account cannot have two currencies. So it will become access to second account in this Axis Bank.
Okay.
For that, you will give that account number, account currency. You will have to give another GL account.
Real account. Yes. Okay. Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.